And if you tell me mind my business, I mind my business. But don't come to me with the business if you want me to mind it.
Get your money, sis, fuck a hater. Get your money, sis, get your weight up. Make your money move, I ain't mad at you. Yeah, it's all about the cream and getting money, sis. Get your money, sis, fuck a hater.
What's good, everybody, and welcome back to 2 Cent Tuesday with Jenny, where you will be getting my unsolicited, unapologetic opinion about what's going on in the world today. If you are new to this channel, welcome. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you are notified every single time that I post a new video. And you might as well go ahead and give this video a big old thumbs up. And before I continue, I just want to apologize. Some of you might have been looking for me. Some of you may not even noticed. But your girl been out of whack for like the past 3 weeks. I have not posted a 2 Cent Tuesday with Jenny. And that's not like me. 3 weeks. For several reasons. One, I had a lot of shit going on. Had to get me together. Couldn't get on here giving my unsolicited opinion about other people when I needed some advice my damn self. But anyway, and two, there just really wasn't nothing really worth talking about. Like, it's all of this rap beef, this person. Nothing I really care to talk about. But now I'm back. And let's get into today's topic. Earlier today on my way to work, I was listening to The Breakfast Club like I normally do. And today they were discussing unsolicited advice. You know, when people put their little 2 cents in on your situation. The irony, right? But see, I don't really give advice. I just more so give my opinion unsolicited. But I figure this is a good thing to talk about because it's come up quite a lot. And I also came across a meme. It was more like a relationship meme saying how, you know, when you let people get in your ear about your partner, it's like a sign of disloyalty. So anyway, I want to talk a little bit about unsolicited advice. Are you here for it or not? Did I ask you or not? What do y'all think about it? Because I know it can be a very sensitive topic, especially to parents. Most parents do not want unsolicited parenting advice. I've learned that the hard way. A lot of people don't want unsolicited relationship advice. And I'm going to tell you where it gets a little bit blurry for me. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments down below. And I'm going to go ahead and drop my 2 cents in. Unsolicited on the conversation on this topic. So for me, I've always been the type of person, if you're coming to me about a situation, I am under the assumption that you are looking for advice or some type of commentary, some type of opinion on this situation, unless why else would you be sharing, you know? So a lot of times I could be that person that will give my little 2 cents, but not too much. You know, I've learned that some people just need to vent. Some people just need to talk. Some people just need a listening ear, and they're not necessarily looking for a word of advice. And I always tell people, especially the ones that I know that are like that, I start the conversation off. Is this a conversation or are you looking for advice? So I know how to react respectfully. So I know if I'm just being a listening ear and keeping my mouth shut, or are you looking for what I got to say? Because 9 times out of 10, I am definitely the person that's going to tell you what you need to hear. And I'm definitely not going to be the person that's going to tell you what you want to hear. That's just not in me, baby. I can't do it. Parenting advice. I often had this conflict with like my sisters, friends, whoever. And as a teacher, it's very hard because you have to stay in your lane sometimes, because especially when you are not a parent. But I've always felt like my advice to a parent is never to make you feel bad about your parenting, to put you down. It's simply as someone who is in this field of teaching, I see how language affects a child. I see how behaviors can affect a child. I see all these things. We take all these classes, we learn all of this crap. So a lot of times when I'm expressing like, hey, maybe you should do this or maybe you shouldn't do that, it's not to parent shame or bash. It's simply just, I think it would be beneficial for you and your child if you tried it this way or this, that, and the third. And if you tell me mind my business, I mind my business. But don't come to me with the business if you want me to mind. Oh, let me stop. Another tricky one, relationship advice. That can be very, very, very super sensitive and super tricky. You have to know, hey, friend, are you coming to me looking for advice or you just coming to vent? What is it? Because a lot of times, I came across this meme too. A lot of times, unsolicited advice is criticism. And a lot of times, if you are a friend, if you are a family member, if you are someone that I am coming to confide in, 9 times out of 10, I look to you as a safe space. And for you to turn around and critique me and make me feel bad about myself, it no longer is a safe space for me. I no longer even want to, it can drive a wedge in the relationship and make someone not want to confide in you anymore because they feel like they're going to be judged or critiqued every time they come to you. And believe you, baby, as I'm talking, I'm speaking to myself because as a Virgo, it is very hard for me to not say how I feel when someone comes to me with a situation or something or whatever. However, I have learned to just listen. I have learned to not give my advice unless you're asking me. I have to literally hear the words, what do you think? Or how do you feel about this? Or what would you, unless I know it's the type of relationship where I can openly give you advice and vice versa without it being an issue. It's a very it's a very touchy thing. In particular, like on the radio, Just Hilarious, who's the new co-host, was speaking about her son expressing to her that he no longer wanted to play football, and most of her friends and family members was telling her like, don't let him quit, keep pushing him, motivate him to stay. And she feels like, this is my child. I want to give my child a voice. If my child is saying he no longer wants to do this, I'm going to listen to him, not to you, because 1, he's not yours. 2, some of you don't even have children and don't know what it means for a child to confide in you, or some is old school and don't even believe in giving a child a voice to express themselves. So it's like sometimes you got to silence the noise, okay? And this is why I said people also have to be very, very mindful when you are confiding in people, when you are, lesson learned, believe you me, be very careful when you are confiding in someone. Be very clear on the goals of this conversation. And I know it sounds so like, damn, why do I have to announce that? Because sometimes you do. If you are someone who often wants to just vent and get it out and don't necessarily want to hear advice or critiques or whatever, you have to make that clear to a person. I'm not looking for anything in return. I'm just getting this shit off my chest. And also be careful with what you share. Always remember, when you tell someone everything about your relationship, everything about your child, it leaves people to judge. It leaves people to have an idea of who they think you are or what your situation is. And a lot of times, certain people don't deserve to know certain things. And not only that, a lot of times in relationships, we go to people, we confide, we tell them, oh, he cheated, he did this to me, he did that to me, oh, she's using me for my money, she's this, that, and the third. And when you tell someone all of these things, like your family and your friends, and then you continue on with a relationship with this person, and you can't understand why everybody around is so awkward and ain't really feeling your partner. You have to remember, you put this sour taste in their mouth about this person, and just because you have now forgiven them, everybody in the room ain't gonna be so quick to forgive. So you have to be very mindful of who you confide in, what you confide in them. And also pay attention to friends, family, whoever. When you constantly having word vomit and you just spilling all your tea and you confiding, and I went through this, and yeah, you sharing all of these stories, and they ain't never sharing nothing back with you about their life, you gotta watch them kind of people. But yeah, just be mindful, do not vent to too many. And for those of you who can't help but to constantly give unsolicited advice, I ain't trying to hear that. But anyway, I done vented and ranted and raved long enough. Thank you guys for watching as always. There's an awful lot of advice going around in these two books here that I wrote. Inherited Dysfunction Part 1 and 2. Link is in the description down below. Please go out and support. I would really appreciate it. Lots of advice, family advice, relationship advice, a whole lot of advice that I'm not forcing on anybody, but you're welcome to take it. In this book, so please go out and support. Make sure you guys are following me make sure you guys are following me on all of my social medias. Everything is also in the description down below. And Jenny is out.